I'm Jivanesh, a programmer, computer engineer, sociologist, lecturer, and currently a project manager in Malaysia for quite a few years. I'd like to talk today about how we can increase the awareness of people and attract them to lead a more spiritual life, because currently the morality is very low in society and society's falling apart. People don't trust each other, and it's going to be hard to build a good society unless we have more spirituality where people can learn to live together. How to do this is two approaches. One is education, specifically neo-humanistic education, and the second approach is ecstatic kirtan. Kirtan is dancing, singing the name of God in very much bliss. When you have ecstatic kirtan, other people are very attracted and they want to join in. And when they join in, they become very blissful also. In this way, people will be very easily attracted to spirituality. The first approach is a bit longer. It takes educating first the young from kindergarten and primary to include more whole mind, I'll say whole brain exercises. Yoga teaches various ways of thinking and acting that involve the whole brain rather than just the logical, rational brain side of the mind. So currently a lot of people are interested in techniques that will help them think better, think more creative, and there are various people that are teaching people how to use their subconscious more, because the conscious mind is more on the left brain language side, and the subconscious now goes into the more creative, graphic, whole intuition kind of aspect, where you can solve problems in it very quickly by intuition, which comes in the subconscious mind. So I feel that we need to introduce into kindergarten and primary school especially techniques where the students can be using whole mind techniques. To do this, I propose and I suggest that we can really inspire the school teachers. So we can actually go to the colleges that train the school teachers and teach them these whole mind techniques. So they'll be interested in that, and they will, of course, when they see how beneficial it is, they will share with other people. And this will allow people to become more aware of a larger aspect of the universe than currently they are thinking about. And when they start to think of a larger aspect of the universe, that will bring them to become more curious towards spirituality and that sort of thing. Now, as far as my experience with whole brain, whole mind techniques, I'll mention first, I started learning meditation in college, and I'm now, 63 years old, so that was quite some time ago, 43 years or something like that. I was actually a bookworm. I was quite shy to talk to people. I was mostly studying and concentrating that way, and not so much on the social side. A little bit, but not much. After I started doing the meditation, within 3 or 4 months, I felt more confidence to approach people, talk to them, ask them questions. And I went on to become a lecturer in colleges, and a corporate trainer, talking to many people at the same time. So I found that one of the first benefits was a confidence to actually express myself in front of more people or to other people. So also I have found that I can be more creative, think out of the box. People also wonder, why you're doing that? I said, well, is there some reason I shouldn't do it? I'm trying to solve a problem, and this is helping to solve the problem. So then they think a little bit, and they say, yes, it's true. It is solving the problem. It doesn't hurt anybody. So, okay, it's something they hadn't thought of before, but it works. So that kind of thinking comes from doing whole mind. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Jivanesh. I'm from America originally, about 63 years old. I've been in Malaysia and Singapore for almost 30 years now, working as a lecturer, trainer, now project manager. I deal with IT, computer engineering, and as well as environmental issues and social issues. I'm concerned right now, and I'd like to talk to you about the decline of morality, the problems in society, and how we can approach, what approaches we can take to help minimize these problems and increase harmony in the society. There are two approaches that I propose. One is through education, particularly for kindergarten and primary school. In fact, this should be what we call a neo-humanist education, or an education that includes more whole mind exercises, not just rational, logical, but also emotional and that type of exercise. The second approach comes from experience I just had this afternoon, talking about selfless devotion, devoted to the Lord. And in this, we have something called ecstatic kirtan. In ecstatic kirtan, the person who is doing the kirtan is very blissful, lost in God almost, very blissful, and that bliss attracts other people. This person is so happy, let me come closer. And when they come closer, they feel happier also. So this is one way to bring spirituality, introduce spirituality into the world very easily, because people are attracted and then they feel happy. And of course, if they feel happy, they want to find out why. How they can be happy longer. The first approach that I talked about was the education. Now, the rational, logical approach that currently is in most education systems in the world has one defect in that it analyzes and picks things apart. It tends to lead to people feeling, I am this and they are that. So it becomes an us versus them approach, which leads to a lot of problems. In fact, also in most public schools, some sense of morality is taught a little bit, but very little. And we find that a lot of the parents these days are too busy to actually instill much moral discipline in the children either. So something has to be done to help increase the morality. And this should be done more in a loving way, not in a strict disciplinary way. It's leading by example. So for this, I propose that the school teachers themselves be taught whole mind techniques. Whole mind techniques involve the subconscious, which gets us into the intuitional aspect of life. Intuition is something where, like, when you enter a room, you just feel, oh, this is not the right room for me, and you back up and get away. You didn't have to analyze and say this is happening, that's happening, and come to a conclusion. You just feel intuitively all at once, yeah, this is the wrong room, I better get out of here. Or, this feels like a good place, let me go in and talk to the people. So intuition is that sort of feeling that we have that comes to us in a whole without having to analyze. And this is what yoga, meditation, it teaches, is these whole mind techniques. We also have various people like Stephen Covey, Anthony Robbins, who are teaching in the West various techniques involving the subconscious mind. So I feel that introducing these techniques of the subconscious will help students to memorize better, to understand more easily, to solve problems, and become much more productive in society. So we can do this by going to the teacher training colleges, the colleges that train teachers, and giving them short sessions on the subconscious techniques. When they see the benefits of the subconscious, they will share with their students then. So this is a technique of slowly doing that. Of course, you expose the teachers, and the more people you can expose to these kind of techniques, the better it will be. From my own experience with whole mind techniques, I would say that The first encounter I had was in college when I learned meditation. I was a bookworm. I was a bit shy to approach and talk to other people. I had a few friends, but very few, and I was very shy to approach other people. So I found that after meditating about 3 or 4 months, my shyness went away. I felt more confident to approach other people and talk to them. So this was a first benefit I found. And then I found that I was more creative in solving problems. As a computer engineer, there's many problems to solve, and I found that I could easily solve problems this way. And so I now try to solve people's problems as much as I can to make their life easier and help them understand the power of meditation and subconscious techniques.